I want to talk about a critical analogy that has added a lot of value to my life, and I hope that it can do the same for you. Let's say that you have a bank account, and each day you get a deposit at the beginning of the day of $86,400. Pretty specific amount. You can spend it however you want, and at the end of the day, your balance goes to zero no matter what. But it carries over into the next day to a new $86,400. You'd probably figure after a little while that you'd want to spend that money as much as possible, as effective as possible, get all those dollars spent every day, because the next day you'll have a new balance, but every time you don't spend the money, you lose the balance that you had from the previous day. And this is a really great analogy for time. Just like this little special bank account we have, you can't borrow more. You get what you get. You can't overdraft. And you don't get any more or less. When I started thinking about time management in this way, it helped me a lot. When I talk to people and I say, what do you want to do? And they tell me that, and they're not doing it, the normal excuse that I get is that they don't have time and that they're too busy. I'm too busy for that, I've got to work, or I'm too busy for that, I've got a family, or anything like that. One of the best practices that I enabled in my life was to tell myself, just refuse to tell myself from a certain point on that I was ever busy. I would never accept that I didn't have time to do something. I changed my thinking in this way because I realized that there are people in the world who are insanely effective and they have the exact amount of time that I do. Every single person in the world, including the ones you look up to, or whoever you want to be, or whatever job you want, or the best person in the world that's doing the thing that you're doing, has the exact same 86,400 seconds that you do. And people have accomplished some pretty incredible things, both individually and as a team. It's not a matter of not having time. I invite you to shift your thinking, and I challenge you to shift your thinking and start to say, I'm not busy. It's actually how I utilize my time. When I look at my life, I know I'm capable of accomplishing a lot of great things. And the things that I already accomplish, like I run a company full time, but I also do these YouTube videos, and I post on social media, and I make sure that I have inspiring messages on Snapchat or Instagram, or at least I try to make them inspiring. So how do I do that? Well, I look at my time, and I don't spend marathons on Netflix episodes. I don't spend 6 to 8 hours spacing out. I really block out my time and I'm effective with it. And I always tell myself I have more time, that there's time to do anything in a day. When you start to eliminate these little, I call them white spaces, just these little blocks of time that you might spend spacing out or being on Twitter or anything like that, you start to realize how much time you really have, and that the time that you're allocated in the day is plenty to accomplish whatever you want in your life. So stop getting stressed and thinking that you're really busy, and start thinking about how you can better utilize your time and how you get that 86,400 seconds, and it's going to reset at the beginning of every day. You're lucky to have this, and you can choose how to use it no matter how you want. But get out of that mindset of scarcity. Get out of that mindset that you're busy and you have to protect all the time that you have, because if you really do an audit of your life and you look at the time that you're spending doing things that are not towards your goal and they don't matter, it's an insane amount of time. You really do have the time to accomplish the things that you want. You have to get into the mindset that you have that time, that you're not in scarcity, so that you can focus on doing the things that matter. Once I changed my thinking to realize that I had all this time, and I figured that out, I couldn't believe how effective that I could be. The moral of this story about the bank account is really that you have the time. Stop stressing out. You're not busy. You have the time to actually do what you want to do, but you need to prioritize and realize that every second is a gift. And if you get into that mindset, you're gonna find a lot of success. Thanks a lot. See you next time.